Nels, aka Sugar Daddy. Alright, so it's New Year's Day, and we are ringing in the new year by going to the outlet mall to get some deals. And Nels, aka Sugar Daddy, gave us a couple $100 to spend, so we will see.
Nice guy.
He's a nice guy. So he's gonna sit here and fix things while we go shopping.
Hey, so if you follow our TikTok, you might have seen this bad boy right here, you know, in one or two videos. It's a 1979 Kawasaki Drifter 340. It's a fun, zippy little machine. I would call it like the grandpa sled, like a grandpa sled, or like the kid sled. Kawasaki also had, I think they had like an Invader or an Intruder. They had two other models during this vintage, and those other ones are supposed to be super fast. This one's just kind of cruiser, you know. But I had some what ended up being carburetor issues. I actually thought maybe it was the clutch, but it ended up being carburetor issues. There was no ring in the bottom of the carb that I thought was sealing, and it was in fact not sealing. So I figured that out today after pulling what little hair I had left out. That's a joke. I still have a little bit up there. But yeah. So we got a vintage run coming up, at least, well, the local one at the end, or no, well, geez, Nels, do you even know what day it is? No, I don't, because, you know, it all blends together during the winter. But, and there's the Western Star. It's in here as per usual because, you know, I'm fixing it up. But back to the snowmobile. Vintage run, end of February. So got this pulled in here. I'll mess with a little bit. This year we've gotten a lot more snow than what we normally get, so figured might as well pull a snowmobile out and maybe I can do some snow bopping in the fields out here. But yeah, so like I said, it's the 340 engine, single carb, you know, nothing fancy, no dual pipes, no dual carbs. When I was messing with it, I had pulled the secondary clutch part because I thought maybe that was sticking, because it wasn't revving out like it should. But it ended up being O-ring in the carb, so it had me stumped for a little bit. This is pretty much, you know, just a beater sled. But this is, you know, it's the kind of thing that you see on the vintage runs for the most part. It's meant to be ridden, not sit inside, and not that there's anything wrong with that, because I'm very envious of people that have the space in the, you know, snowmobiles in general, all those old, really nice vintage sleds. It's just awesome. But I'm not at that point in my life. I've always had junk, I guess. Running junk. Kind of like a running joke. But so yeah, this is the machine. Maybe we'll get a little footage of me riding it. I did fall down some steps here, so I'm a little sore, but probably still get out on it and rip about. Just go out for a rip, bud. But yeah, I mean, it's not in horrible shape. Obviously the seat looks like trash. It's kind of dirty in the engine bay, but the hood for the most part still in, you know, good shape. It's not all cracked to heck and whatnot. I mean, the windshield's seen better days, but that's whatever. It's still up there, so that's all that matters. There you go, just redid the windshield, so she should be good for another couple of years. Look at the leash.
Opening up the trunk, that is already full. I haven't got one thing, but my mom has balled out.
There we go.
And she's
there's
a terrible
still a bag.
Yeah, there's another bag in the car, and she's a terrible influence because she wants me to buy everything.
I'm back working on the Western Star again. I'm actually going to be, well, as you can see, I have the lug nuts taken off right now. I'm going to be pulling this wheel off. This wheel seal on this axle side is leaking, the inner wheel seal. I'll have to take that apart. I'll have to pull this cap, so I'll have to end up replacing that wheel seal or using some gasket maker or something. But I do have the new inner wheel seal floating around here somewhere because I bought it like a month ago when I was doing I like to kind of buy parts ahead of time so that they're here when I actually have time to get to doing something. And so that's kind of what I'm going to work on. I'll probably end this clip and speed it up, just me kind of trying to get the wheel off and whatnot. So alright. Magic, right? So we got the wheel off. The next thing to do is going to be to back the brakes off and get this drum pounded off, and then after that I will end up pulling this plug here, flipping this upside down, and then that'll drain out. It makes it a lot less of a mess when you're pulling everything apart. And there was a little bit of slop. I don't know if it's in the kingpin on this side or the bearings, but I could feel a little wobble in the tire when it was lifted off the ground, so we'll have to kind of look at that. But those are kind of the next steps. I'll try to capture some of that as I go. All right. All right, so I got this bad boy off. As we can see, there's oil residue and buildup from it sitting and dripping down the inside there, and there's some on the inside even. So that'll all have to get cleaned up good before I go and put the new set of shoes on, because I will be replacing the shoes. I'll clean the drum up, but the shoes are going to get replaced because they're like right at about a 1/4 inch. So at this point, just get it done. We'll have fresh brakes, and I would think it would last us, a good amount of time out on the streets. But yeah, you can just tell there's a buildup of oil and brake dust, and it's just plain old gross. Look at this chunk of gross. Ew. Yucky. Yep. So, you can see it's kind of like it's just, can't see in here so much, but it's there. It's been leaking, and in order to fix that, we got to pull this off and redo the inner seal on this hub. So that'll be kind of our project. So we got the hub pulled off, the drum, all that good stuff, the brakes. There's the towing ring. It's in pretty rough shape. We have this here, and got it off. This race is in kind of tough shape. The sealing surfaces are in tough shape, similar to the rear axle that we did. So I actually just ordered a new hub, and the hub assembly is a little over $600, but it comes with all new bearings, that cone so you can't over tighten it, seals, all that good stuff. So I think that's kind of the way to go for that. So trying to kind of, it's one of them deals where we're investing in ourselves and our equipment, and sometimes that's just something that you have to do. So that's where we're at. All right, TV land. So we left off. I was working on that front side and took it apart. As I said in the video, that hub has some gouges and stuff out of the race, which you could probably pound new races in, put new bearings in it, all that good stuff. But the sealing surface inside there is also kind of pitted, so we're not going to take a chance. We got a new loaded hub coming, new bearings, all that good stuff. So while we're waiting for that to come in, which hopefully it's here in the next day or two, I've got a whole bunch of kind of little stuff going on with this truck. It's just part of, I guess I would call it the nature of the beast, because we got a good deal on it. When you get good deals on stuff, you have to work on it, or you know, it might break down, whatever. That's just kind of part of what it is. So you can see some wiring hanging down. I actually burnt some wiring when I was cutting the old clamp off here that clamps the gate shut, because it was all rusted and I couldn't get it to move or anything, so I bought a new one. As you can see, I still have to put it in, but kind of one thing at a time. So today I am going to take this hub back off, which, as you can see, this is a new hub that we had put on this truck a couple weeks ago. Well, when I had everything apart, I replaced the ABS sensor holder or mount, but I didn't replace this ABS sensor because it looked like it was okay. Well, I got underneath the truck and I ohmed these two rear ones out because somewhere along the line we have an ABS component that's not working and we have an ABS light on. Well, I own these two in the back, and the other side was good. I had to replace it anyways because it was stuck in the mount and it mushroomed out when I tried to pound it out. So the other side's got a brand new one, and then this side I just got one in that I had ordered, so we will be putting a new one on this side as well, and hopefully that's gonna fix our ABS issue that we have going. But that's kind of where we're at. I'll probably set this up here so that you can kind of see what I'm doing to get this for just kind of a breakdown of pulling the hub off.
Okay, what would you say if I spent like $700 today?
Good for you.
Good for you, because now you have permission to basically go spend the same amount?
No. I deserve it.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, so I actually only spent like $150 though. You want to see what I got?
Yeah.
This originally was $260, on sale for $89, and then I got it for $65. It's a Columbia. I know. Heck yeah. And then I went to Old Navy and got a whole bunch of stuff from there. Joggers. I don't jog, but they're cute, and I think you'll like them because they're full length.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I wear everything and it's capri, but now I actually have pants, and it was a really good deal. Hey, you like them? You're so sweet. Hi, Boogie. Love you. So I've gotten questions like, Alexis, why aren't you in your YouTube more? So that's why I showed you a little bit of me and my mom shopping, which like never happens, but so we went shopping. So I said to record a little bit. And then I'm not in the YouTube because I'm more behind the scenes. Clearly, I gotta exploit Nels. And I'm behind the scenes because I am not doing the cool, fun things like Nels. Like Nels is running the equipment. Nels is doing cool things like fixing up the dump truck. So he's recording those things. But also, along with our business, I also work full time. I think I mentioned that in us explaining our excavation company. I work full time, and then editing YouTube videos, doing our TikTok, and then also like cleaning my house, attempting to feed myself and feed Nels, I guess, which is funny because if you see our TikTok, you know, I don't like to cook. But I figured, why not record maybe a little bit of what I do? But it is boring. A lot of it is on the computer stuff and paperwork, paying bills, but it's all necessary. It's what we need to do to live and sustain our business. So that's why I'm not in the YouTube as much, because who wants to watch me pay bills? But I'm gonna record it anyway. So here's a little montage of me paying bills.